Welcome to DevOps Info channel. It's been quite a long time. I was not able to post the video because I was busy with other tasks. Uh, Today we are going to take a look at one of the concept, which is the Microsoft Entra Verified ID. The Microsoft Entra Verified ID is a new concept that is introduced by Microsoft. This is a decentralized identity solution that puts individual in control of their own digital identities. It provides a secure and a private way to manage the identity without relying on centralized authorities. Uh, Imagine a situation, for example, an employee who is joining your organization is not able to come to the office to collect and do the initial verification process because hybrid work being the most preferred way of working for employees and the organization, there is a quite possible like a in future there is some requirement for a few set of users who couldn't be able to come to the office and can do the verification in the remote onboarding way. uh, so in this case, the verified credentials can help a lot because they can use the credentials which is part of their daily life, for example, driver's license or a passport, to verify the identity and complete the remote onboarding process. So this verifiable credentials can represent all of the same information that a physical credentials can represent. Everything could be done remotely. Uh, the addition of technologies such as the digital signatures makes the verifiable credentials more tamper evident and more trustworthy than the physical counterparts because here the verification is also done with one of the government issued ID, and then the verification is done remotely with the face check and also with tamper evident digital signatures. This is going to be more uh, trustworthy as well. So overall, like Microsoft is actively collaborating with members of the Decentralized Identity Foundation. I can scroll down and show this is the website which Microsoft talks about the decentralized identity, and the Microsoft Entra Verified ID. If you take a look at it, these are the members of the decentralized identity. If you take a look at the first one, W3C decentralized identifies as an example. Even Microsoft is dependent on W3C web authentication protocol for the 502 standards. Uh, so they are also providing the decentralized identifiers, and also there are a few members. If you want to have more detailed information about this, yes, you can take a look at it on this website. I will also post this link on the YouTube channel because the decentralized identifiers is one of the new type of identifier that's more being invested and encouraged by Microsoft. Yeah, so going further, today in this article, what we are going to do is basically we are going to take a look at how to onboard the decentralized identity. Before going further, I would also like to explain a little bit more information how it works. So it has three concepts basically: issuer, user, and a verifier. So in this website, there is an image which a little bit which explains very well about this. So if you see the point number one, this is the user who is who wants the verifiable credentials, and then it's issued to the trust system. The trust system is the one who issues the verifiable credentials, and also it can be the verifier who can verify the issued credentials. So the moment when it is verified in the trust system, the users of course, Microsoft is the resolver, and then the particular the issued credentials can digital identity would be added into the Microsoft Authenticator app. And after that, like Microsoft is resolving that and verifying it's the user who is present in the tenant, and then the user would be verified in the Microsoft Entra as well. So this is the overall flow. So it has three ways. Like the first one is the issuer. It's an organization that creates the issuance solutions requesting information from the user, and the user is the person or entity that is requesting a virtual card. For example, I'm a new employee of Easy Cloud Info, and then I need a proof of employment to get the verifiable credentials. So I can use my digital identity. I can use one of my government issued ID, and then I can get the verifiable credentials. And verifier is like an entity who needs to verify the claim from one or more issuers they trust. For example, like I can have my own issuer created, and then it does the adequate job of verifying the employee's identity and issuing the authentication and valid virtual credentials. In this article, we'll take a look at how to manually set up did issuer and verifier. So if you scroll down in this same article, there is an option where you can set up manually. So this is configure the own Microsoft tenant. So this is what I have set up already. So if you go further on this, yeah, so there are a few things which you need to set up. Basically, you need to go into the Microsoft Entra, and then you need to come to the verified ID, and then you need to set up the initial part. So in order to set up the initial part, it's not that complicated. I can also show you just a moment. You need to basically register an application in order for the application that you are setting up locally to connect to your Entra ID tenant. And also you need to basically complete the Entra ID configuration in your tenant. So here, if you see, it's loading. Yeah. So first you need to create a key vault, Azure key vault, and then you need to configure the verified ID service using the manual setup, and then you need to register the application in the Microsoft Entra. So this is very simple. All you need to do is like go and create a key vault, and you need to give only four permissions: get, create, delete, and sign, and manually create a verified ID following this article. And when you manually set up a verified ID, there are two important things. The option one is you need to make sure that you have a registered domain and verified domain. If you're trying with the default domain .onmicrosoft.com, it's not possible. So you need to make sure that you have a registered and a verified domain. And the next step is like the moment when you create the manual setup of the verified ID, you will get two service principals, and you need to grant these two service principals the same permission on your key vault. So sign the four permissions which is mentioned here. You need to give those permissions for the service principals that you create. And the next thing what you need to do is you need to register an application, which is straightforward and simple. Just give it a name, follow this article, register an application, and then you need to give the permission to the previously created service principals for this application to access. So the required permission is verifiable credentials create all. You can just give it, and then you need to later create a client secret and keep it with you, because this client secret is required to configure in your application. And the next step, what you need to do is like basically you have completed the readiness and setup on your Entra ID tenant by creating an Azure Key Vault one, and then two, setting up the verified ID, and three, configuring the app registration. So the moment when you complete all these three things, now it's time for you to come into your create the application locally on your laptop or on the VM which you like to do this. So basically, you're just going to have these prerequisites. Like you set up a tenant for Microsoft Entra Verified ID, which we have already done. To clone the repository that hosts the sample app, install Git. Yeah. So this is one of the repository which is created by one of the Microsoft team. So that is present here, and then you need to basically have all these prerequisites. You also need to have the ng grok, because this will help you in bringing this application to and communicating with Azure. So this is these are the steps that you need to do, and of course you need to have the mobile device to do this verification. And the next step is you need to create the verified credential expert card. One important thing: the moment after you complete the verified ID, you need to come to the credentials. This is the first one which gets created after you set up the verified ID. But here in this case, we are going to set up the manual one. So you need to come and click on add credential. And the moment when you click on add credentials, you see two boxes. One is the display definition, and the second one is the rules definition. We just simply copy paste these two values there. Yeah, you're not going to do any modifications, just simply copy paste it. And later, you need to click on create, and a sample example will show like this, and you need to copy paste these below information: authority, manifest, urls, because this is required for you to copy and paste it in the application which you're going to run it locally. Now we need to download the sample code. Just go to your Visual Studio or the editor which you have, and then clone this repository. And the moment after you clone this repository, you need to go to the app settings.json, and then basically what you need to do is update the sample application with all this information: tenant ID, client ID of the application you created, secret, and the credential manifest. So here I have already done that. So that's the reason it is showing up like this. And later, what you need to do is basically you need to run this application. So basically, you need to run this application with the steps it's given. So the moment when you run this application, it would just bring up a screen like this, and it will say, yeah, the application is running. Give control C to stop it. And then the next thing is like you need to bring this application to contact to the to the Azure tenant which you have. For that, you need to download the ngrok, which I have already done. Open the ngrok, and then after you open the ngrok, you have to run the command, like 5,000. That's what it's mentioned in the website. So when you call the ngrok on the HTTP 5,000, it is going to create. It's going to give you forwarding port and URL. So basically, I've done that. So I'm just going to show this. Copy the forwarding port and URL, and the moment when you do that, uh, yeah, it would show you two screens: get credential and verify credential. So get credential is used for issuing. So the moment when you click on get credential, it is going to give you this message. And again, when you click on get credential, it would bring you the page where it's allowing you to scan this code in your authenticator app, and you see a pin code at the bottom. You need to use that pin code to complete the verify. So the moment when you do that, you will be able to get a successfully issued verified ID. I've already done that, and you could see that on my mobile phone. So this is the first step of like verify credentials to prove anyone that you have tested this. So overall, the manual verified ID is the classic way of setting up the verified ID, where you have where you as an admin have to configure the Azure Key Vault, take care of registering your decentralized ID and verifying your domain. So this is one of the best way to get started with a verified ID, and then hopefully it will be able to bring you any business value uh, in your organization, especially onboarding the remote employees in any organization. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you.